CBS News this morning.
Also, here's some video from New York City. Snowfall can reach up to 6 inches. In fact, some parts of the city, so we're keeping a track on all of it. On this first weekend of March, here it comes in like a lion, they say, right? So, roar, we're living up to that. It is March 2nd.
Anthony, that's a big shovel. You're moving around like a toothpick. Anyway, very good words of warning. And across the Hudson River, snow is also falling in New York City. Some people were still out on the streets overnight as snow came down in parts of Manhattan over Brooklyn. Some drivers slowed down to deal with the icy conditions. Officials are urging drivers, please use caution when you're out on the roads.
And clouds, what's the concern here early in the morning?
So basically, we've had reports of between 2 and 4 inches throughout all of the boroughs. So we've been actively salting overnight and plowing, and we're going to continue to do that throughout the rest of this event. We hope that it does wind up ending between 9 and 10 a.m. And ultimately, we will continue, again, running plows through all the streets to make sure we can get everything open.
When folks dig out, a lot of times the advice is, please do not throw that back, all the snow back into the street. What would you like to say to people and about cleaning off their cars in general?
Yes, that is a common problem that we run into, but even based on the current depths that we're seeing out there with 4 inches, probably not as big an issue for this event if they do push back out. So unfortunately, we will still come back down the block with the plow, and we're going to push it back towards the curb, but that's the relationship between us and our...
And those famous numbers every reporter in the city knows. 700 salt spreaders, 1,500 plows. How much of that huge fleet is out for what is a fairly minor storm? How much of that's on the street right now of all that equipment?
Right now, we have a full spreader allotment of 695 spreaders and over 1,600 plows currently working.
So the full fleet for just a 2 to 4 inch storm?
Absolutely.
All right.
We've got slippery conditions. There's sleet out there, and we want to make sure that we stay on top of it.
And I assume, though, you're much more concerned about the storm coming in Sunday into Monday, since that will interfere with an actual work day.
Correct. So right now we're looking at anywhere from 2 to 7 inches, beginning Sunday probably around 2 p.m. And we will be in a full split shift operation. And we will be, again, as you mentioned, both pre-treating and then plowing once we have plowable depths right through the event. As always, we hope that people follow travel advisory and stay off the road as much as possible and give themselves enough time to get where they're going.
Well, in advance of that, we thank you for all the hard work. Please pass on the good words.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Coming up later, ladies and gentlemen, he'll be talking about whether or not it's good for sledding.
Oh, man.
Hook us up. All right, across the Hudson River. Snow is still falling in New York City. Some people were still out on the streets overnight as snow came down in parts of Manhattan. Over in Brooklyn, some drivers did slow down to deal with the icy conditions at that time. Officials are urging drivers, please use caution while you're out and about.